When you sit in the driver's seat, you can see the switches have pictures to help you easily recognise and identify the functions. However, their location will vary depending on the bodybuilder and what functions are available on your Scania. The park brake is located here, and for safety, the park brake must always be applied before leaving the driver's area. Remember, this is your responsibility. There's also an interlock valve here just below the park brake. If there's low air pressure, it pops out and you can't disengage the park brake. If this happens, simply push it down gently to restore the air pressure and commence your journey. Scania has a very simple to understand program of warning lights on the dash. White symbols are for information, telling you functions are ready to go. Green lights say the function is operating. Yellow lights warn of minor faults or activation of temporary functions. And red lights demand attention now. You must stop the bus as quickly and as safely as possible and identify the fault, and go through your normal operational procedures. The trip data display in the instrument cluster is a beneficial feature to activate each time you start the bus and have displayed whilst driving. The trip data can be displayed through using the cursor arrows on the steering wheel to navigate through the menu. By arrowing up to the road image and then arrowing down till you get to the trip data display, you can then use the figures as a guide whilst you are driving. Why not challenge yourself or the driver before you? Perhaps treat the trip data like a video game. When you bring up the trip data display, associate the average fuel consumption number with the concept of it being the highest score. Now, the challenge is to beat that score by bringing the fuel figure down. And the best way to achieve this is by applying the fuel-efficient, safe driving and anticipation techniques and concepts that we will cover during this presentation. Now let's look at a main contributing factor to high fuel consumption: excessive idling. Have you ever finished a trip and left the bus running for 5, 10 or even more than 15 minutes? Crib breaks, lunch breaks and the like are examples of this. Leaving modern buses running for 4 or 5 minutes is old school and just a waste of fuel. It comes from an era where owners were worried about the bus restarting and fuel was cheap. Just sitting here idling, we can see the instant fuel gauge has defaulted to the max fuel usage reading. Instead of burning fuel unnecessarily, we recommend you simply turn the bus off.